Oh, yeah. What's up, Road Dawg, P1 production expert and or sweet supernatural freak? I am Roy Golden, Dorado myself, coming straight at you from around the side. Previously recorded now on YouTube Live. Go Google, like me. Hey. Strong with the dolphin tonight. Getting high and going deep. Yeah. This is a Bedroom Boy's Best. My way of sharing with you each step of my 20-plus year journey to produce an album of all original music that goes straight from here as I'm pointing to my heart, to your ears. Pointing to your ears. Me, emotionally naked, in the form of musical art. I love it. Country music, singer+songwriter, singer+songwriter. Entertainer extraordinaire. Oh, and it is Sunday Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day. Y'all thought I forgot about this, didn't you? We are, according to my calculations, is this not day 21? I think it is. In a row. Of a 40-day in a row process where I explain these songs, explain what I'm doing, releasing this album. It's called Omniville. It's already available now. I released it May 15th, 2016. Go to your favorite online music digital retailer. I prefer the Play Store. It's on iTunes. It's on whichever one is your favorite. It's all good. But it's not a Bedroom Boy's Best. Whenever I tracked and mixed and mastered the album last year, I had virtually no experience in the music production realm. And I think I've come a long way in a year. Well, we're about to find out. Because starting tomorrow, that would be Season 1, Episode 23. We're going to get going with some productions in the studio. And I will be in full-on production mode because I have to be done with this March 31st. No leeway for error. And if we do the math, that means I've got less than 2 days per song to retrack the vocals, pre-process everything. Remix, remaster the whole bit, rearrange. Oh, it's a good thing that I've got. Remember this? Oh, yeah, it's the Mad with Toto list. What to do with Toto list for Omniville, the unleashed version. Calling this Omniville Unleashed 1 year later. A Bedroom Boy's Best. A Bedroom Boy's Best. This bedroom boy who's turned this fake. It's a fake bedroom because it's got French doors. It's really more like a den. It's a den. In the canals of Valley Ranch spare form. Spare because Valley Ranch no longer is home to the Dallas Cowboys. The world's most valuable sports franchise. Valuable. But I've got my Watoto list in hand, so starting tomorrow, you'll be in the studio with me, and I've got to figure out how I'm going to do these live broadcasts from a technological standpoint. I want you to have the highest quality audio signal available, and at the same time, I want to be able to make changes on the fly from within my preferred digital audio workstation software which is Studio One. Thank you, Personas. It's going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. Last time I wasn't under the pressure gun of time. I think that's going to be helpful to me, especially since I've listened to these songs a lot, so I have a very good indication of what I want to do differently in the arrangements, the processing. To be honest with you, the biggest change is going to come from the way that I process the drums and the bass. I really think I'm onto something great, and I hope that the results will be what I am anticipating them to be, as far as starting out with a great foundation of the mix with those drums and the bass, so that when I drop everything else in, it just meshes up real nice. How was your week? Enough about me. Let's talk about your week. Have you been checking me out on Twitter? How's about Instagram? I did a soft rollout of Instagram. Got some nice pictures in there. It's Dorado myself. Facebook, same thing. I'm on there. You can see my profile, Roy Golden, and Dorado myself, the page. My company, RDGE Corp. Entertain, inspire, encourage. RDGE Corp. Lots of content coming your way this week. It's a huge week. This is my make it or break it week. This is my make it or break it week. Tonight is a pep talk for me. I'm psyching myself up for it. I don't really have anything to tell you other than I'm freaking out a lot right now, and I'm really strong in the dolphin squeal tonight. Oh, yeah. Really strong. Oh, George. It's hard. It's hard to get that high. Oh, yeah. I wrote a song today. Sounded good at the time. Needs a little more work, though. Gonna have to bang it into place. No, very nice lyrics. It's a love song. I figure what I could talk about tonight is maybe some songwriting techniques, and specifically poetic methodologies. How about this? How's about I do a little bit of go Googles? I'm going to go Google poetry methods. Poetry writing methods. How about that? Let's see what we get. Yes, please. How do you start a poem? Let's check some of these out. Poetry writing methods. These are good. Towards writing poetry in order to generate feelings in your reader. Right? What is my worthy goal? That relentless determination to achieve a worthy goal. Draw as built. What is that worthy goal? The worthy goal for me, why I'm doing all this, is that you and I can share an intimate, emotional connection through the magic of music. That's my worthy goal. Specifically, so that I can support myself and my family by sharing an intimate, emotional connection with you through the magic of music. Shut your mouth and know your role. Open your mind and know your goal. Oh, yeah. Avoid cliches. Big one. Say something original, yeah? Avoid sentimentality. Good old days syndrome, maybe. Yeah, I would prefer that they expand on that a little bit. Avoid sentimentality, seriously. Hold on. Hold the phone. Sentimentality, yeah. Excessive tenderness, sadness, or nostalgia. I'd take it, avoid nostalgia. Excessive tenderness, sadness. What is excessive? Avoid excess. Yeah. Meh. I don't know. Hey, it depends on what your goal is, doesn't it? Use images. I love this. Love images. How about symbols? Symbolism. I like symbolism. Use metaphor and simile. I like this too. And I've talked about this before. I consider simile a very... What I should do is rank the poetic methods here. Let's play rank. Let's make a list. Everybody loves a list. It's on our list. Oh, don't want that. What I want is this. Oh yeah. And I'm going to go to zoom in just a little bit here. Dorado's my favorite. Dorado's my favorite poetic methods. In order of strength. Dorado's my favorite poetic methods. In order of strength. Number 1. I'm going to go in a different direction than you may have thought. If you grasp the concept of parallelism, you'll find out how difficult it actually is to construct lyrics, poetry, and your writings in parallel fashion. But when you harness the power of parallelism, it greatly enhances your storytelling effectiveness. What is parallelism? What is parallelisms? In writing. Parallelism, also known as parallel structure or parallel construction, is a balance within one or more sentences of similar phrases or clauses that have the same grammatical structure. The application of parallelism improves writing style and readability, and it's thought to make sentences easier to process. Well, we don't have to think it. It does make sentences easier to process, especially in poetry. There are clues within parallelism and parallel construction that enable the reader to dive deeper into the meaning you're trying to communicate. It's hard. It's the hardest for me. It was the last concept that I grasped, and it didn't really hit home with me until it was, I guess, about 2/3 of the way through my senior year in high school, when I finally caught on. We used to do exercises in class to identify which writing element was being used here in this sentence or these two lines, these two verses. parallelism was the hardest for me to identify. So I worked really hard on it, but once I got it, it really does help. And when you're writing songs, you're writing lyrics, it has provided me a way to finish out second verses or multiple verses. If I go back to the same parallel structure, and a lot of times, I love doing this, I'll use contrast. Let's put contrast on the list. Let's just keep it. I'm going to keep these down here. Here, contrast. Contrast. I'll put this up here in a bit. What else we got? What else do we have? Parallel sentence elements of grammar, just like parallel lines in geometry. They face the same direction and never meet. Two or more phrases or clauses in a sentence that have the same grammatical structure. This really is a key concept. Learn it, know it, love it, live it. Parallelism. My favorite, number one. Number one. You could have a weak lyric, weak. But if there's an element, a high level of parallel structure to it, then it can work. It can work. Yeah. Yeah. What else does it say? Use images. Here's where I'll go with symbolism. Love symbolism. Remember the song Kiss Another Wave? Personification, symbolism, images, using the use of images. And I've said this before, I believe in that same, A Bedroom Boy's Best, season 1. It's one of the episodes, numbers 1 through 12. It's when I talk about Kiss Another Wave. Music is sexy. Remember that one? I imagine a scene in the lyric. I use my imagination to visualize the scene. Whenever there's a high level of symbolism, my imagination just grabs onto that and it just starts gets a symbolic bone on. Oh, it does, George, it does. Oh, it does. I love that. I love the imaginative side of applying my own interpretation to the song. Other people's songs, my own songs, music. That's one of the things that I think sets music apart from other forms of art, is the fact that we do have something concrete. We've got vibrations and libations all just going through our system. There is a physical aspect to it of sound waves moving our body, and even if even hearing impaired can still feel, your body can feel the vibrations of the music. At the same time, in conjunction with as well also the story that's being told through the melody and the arrangement, the instruments played by the musicians, and or the lyrics. There doesn't necessarily have to be a lyric to have this sense of imagery and symbolism. There are ways that composers can create these types of scenes without words even. It's amazing. It's amazing. But when I use symbolism, it gets real sexy real quick. Great example of that is in Kiss Another Wave. Very symbolic of a sexual encounter. Harnessing them Forces of nature. Oh, yeah. Personifications. Oh, yeah. And metaphor. I'm going to put old simile down here. I can already tell you, simile is my least favorite. Simile, in my opinion, is the weakest. And I'll tell you why in a bit. Parallelism, symbolism. I like metaphor. I like personification. Let's talk about metaphor. What is be metaphor, huh? Metatron. No. Go Google it, like me. A figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. Applicably applicable. I had fallen through a trapdoor of depression, said Mark, who was fond of theatrical metaphors. That's a terrible example. I had fallen through a trapdoor of depression. What the F? Metaphor examples for kids. There you go. Oh gosh, what did I just click on? The snow. Here we go. These are great. Yes. The snow is a white blanket. The hospital was a refrigerator. The classroom was a zoo. Here we go. America is a melting pot. Her lovely voice was music to his ears. Life is a roller coaster. The alligator's teeth are white daggers. Their home was a prison. The slide on the playground was a hot stove. His heart is a cold iron. She is a peacock. She is a peacock. Where did that one come from? She is a peacock. He is a shining star. Time is money. My teacher is a dragon. Tom's eyes were ice. These are all great. Yes. Let's use the examples. For example, let's use the examples for kids. Yeah, it's good. Here's my definition, metaphor. When you say something is something else. What would be simile? Metaphors and similes, are they similar? I think they're similar here. Comparison using like or as, yeah. A figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind, used to make a description more emphatic or vivid. As brave as a lion, crazy like a fox, comparisons using like or as. Here is my point, and why I think simile is a cop-out. I would say greater than 89.69% of the time. If you find yourself using simile, just take out the like or as and make it a metaphor, and it's going to be stronger. It's going to sound stronger. Life is like a roller coaster. Okay. Life is a roller coaster. Simile, I think, is great whenever we're communicating verbally in everyday vernacular. But in writing, particularly for lyrics and songs, I don't think it's very aggressive and distinct. Commit. 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 Yeah. If I find myself in the unique situation of, whoops, a simile just slipped out, immediately when I go back through and start to review the lyric, then I will automatically change it to a metaphor and see if it makes more sense. There are times when a simile is the most preferable method to, hey, what is it? Know your goal, to achieve the goal, to serve the message of the song, to enhance the message of the song. I'm not saying don't ever use simile, or simile is a bad thing. What I am saying is that I consider metaphor to be a stronger, more definite, comparative form of poetic writings and such. What? I prefer metaphor over simile. How about that? Is that good enough? Good. Let's move on. Personification. Sucks. Simile sucks. Personification. Giving human qualities to non-human objects, yeah? Maybe beep. Is that what we're going to say? Personification. The attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human, or the representation of an abstract quality in human form. What the F is this? Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Examples. For example, Dan. Examples of... Oh, let's go back to the kids one. Let's go back to examples of personification for kids. I like this. Lightning danced across the sky. Oh, that's a good one. The wind howled in the night. The car complained as the key was turned. Oh, that's funny. Rita heard the last piece of pie calling her name. My alarm clock yells at me every morning. The avalanche devoured anything standing in its way. Traffic slowed to a crawl. The door protested as it opened slowly. My house is a friend who protects me. Who protects me. Who protects me. The moon played hide and seek with the clouds. That book was so popular, it flew off the shelves. My car's headlights winked at me. My headlights are winking right now at you, George. They are. Headlights are just beaming over here. Oh, George. That book was so popular, it flew off the shelves, yep. She is so beautiful, the camera loves her. Oh, I like this one. The stairs groaned as we walked on them. I love all these. Winter's icy grip caused people to shudder. Our vacuum hums a happy tune while it cleans. You need to cross over at the mouth of the river. Time flies and waits for no one. Great examples. I like personification. Use concrete words instead of abstract words. I like that. Yeah, concrete words instead of abstract words. These are subvert the ordinary. Oh my gosh. I really want to know who wrote these. 10 tips on how to write a poem. Here's what you need to know. Know your goal. That's number one. What is the goal? What is the story? What is the message you're attempting to communicate? And how does the lyric, or how does the musical movement, the arrangement, help to enhance that message? These are generalized things, but if you're communicating a sentimental type song, well, then you don't want to avoid sentimentality. What it is attempting to do, and I agree with this, is use concrete words. Just be clear. Be clear. Know how I always say, do you know how I always say? Straight from here to your ears. I say I point to my heart and then I point to your ears. If there is a theme for my album and my music, it is a theme of emotional nakedness. It's me. When you write from a standpoint of sincerity, I think you'll find it's way easier to communicate your thoughts and feelings. It's hard to do. So kudos to you, young singer-songwriter, young Padawan, who goes to the open mic night, like me, who makes a trip to Nashville to the Bluebird Cafe, like me, who goes to the Douglas Corner Cafe in Nashville, like me, who finally got to do a show as their own headliner at a little hole-in-the-wall dive bar in Arlington, Texas, less than a 5K Pokemon egg crack away from AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, the world's most valuable sports franchise. All so that we can share ourselves within the confines of music, within this boundary of the stage, where it's the one place in the world we can be ourselves and have an audience. We're free to be us. Anyone who does this at any level I am your biggest supporter. A lot of the reason I'm doing this is to try and inspire you and inspire others, inspire other songwriters, writers, any kind of writing expression of emotion, sincere expression of emotion through art in a constructive fashion. I hope if there's just one of you who hears this, sees these live broadcasts of a Bedroom Boy's Best and everything else that is yet to come and has come. I say this other little phrase. I want to entertain you, but also I want to inspire you and encourage you. Inspire you from the standpoint of, hey, if this guy can, if this weirdo freak in a short brim fedora trilby can do it, well, I've got some songs too. If he can make it work, well, then maybe I can too. Inspire you in that way. Or if you know that's where you belong, you're just dipping your toe in it, hey, Let's go balls deep into it like me. Balls deep now, baby. No retreat. That's my mantra. If I ever had any second thoughts, that's the thought that popped in my head. Well, I'm balls deep now. There's no retreat. No retreat. I'm going to see this thing through to the climax. I'm going to see it all the way through. Yeah. It wasn't until I did this full time. There's no dip your little toe in it. Go for it. Go for it. Inspire you to go for it. Not just willy-nilly, but there is a path for you. There is a path. There's a path for me. There's a path for you. And encourage you. If you're already out there, you're doing this, I want to encourage you to stay steadfast in the course. Relentlessly determined to achieve that worthy goal. What is your goal? Identify your goal, as I have, to earn a living to support myself and my family by sharing an intimate, emotional connection with you through the magic of music. There's no reason you can't have that. If you like that goal, then claim it too. Claim it. It's fine. So I think that's a worthy goal. I think that's a very worthy goal. Entertain, inspire, and encourage you to make the music you want to hear. What kind of music do you love? I'll go one step further into the not so abstract. Music is a symbol. It doesn't have to be literal music. What is that thing you love to do? What is that music you want to hear? I said, are you in the medical field? Are you in the event planning field? Are you in the sports and entertainment field? What's the type of event you would want to attend? Then make that. For me, it's the kind of music I want to hear. I make the music I want to hear. I apply that. It took me a long time. It took me over 3 decades to finally become comfortable with who I am. That's who I am. With who I am. To the level that I'm okay just putting it all out there in the world. Know what I mean? I stayed conspicuously silent on social media for many a year. And the underweb for many a year. Until now. Until I'm past that. Past that point. Now these are tools. These are tools to spread the word. This is distribution, channels of distribution. It's for me, it wasn't just about, you know, we talked about that path thing. The path was closed to me until darn near about 2 years ago. It's not until this changing landscape of content distribution made even having and distributing an album to the world possible. a lot of these songs were written back in the 90s, over 20 years ago. I had enough for an album back in 1999. But it was a different world back then. So sometimes that path, you may be on that life is a highway, they say. Life is a highway. Metaphor. Sometimes there's a traffic jam. There's a collision up ahead, or there's a rerouting, a detour that we got to take. The point is, if you know your goal, you know your destination, and you've got a sense of direction, your compass, or maybe even the sunshine, and somewhere along the way you have milestones that confirm you're still headed in the right path, down the right path. One step at a time. One step at a time. You'll get there. Like me. All right, where were we? Where were we tonight in the text edit? Personification, love it. Giving human qualities to non-human things. Where's my rhyme? Oh gosh, did I misspell it? Of course not. I won the 5th grade spelling bee after all. You know what the word I won on was? Shameless. Oh, George, it was, George. Oh, just like the Billy Joel song that Garth Brooks covered that was so popular back in 1991. Rope in the Wind. Cut number 6. Well, I'm shameless. Rhyme. Correspondence of sound between words or the endings of words, especially when these are used at the ends of lines of poetry. Where's my where's my rhyme examples for kids? Hold on. Let's rhyme examples for kids. Examples for kids. Rhyme examples for kids, please. Here it is. Watch out, your dictionaries. I love this site all of a sudden. Assonant rhyme. Yeah, now we're getting so... I do like this a lot. Good job, yourdictionary.com. Assonant rhyme. This is the rhyming of vowels in words, but with different consonants. It is sometimes referred to as slant rhyme. Examples include temp and limp. What? Examples include tip and limp. Just the tip. Don't make it limp. Dank and bat. Bowl and home. Consonant rhyme. This is the rhyming of consonants, but not vowels. Examples include bell and ball, dump and damp, meter and mile and mole. Meter and miter. Mole, mile and mole, mile and mole. Oh, dactylic. Oh, yeah. This rhymes the third syllable from the end. One example is Aristophanes and cacophonies. I like that one. I rhyme. The rhyming in this type is based on spelling and not sound. Examples are Move and love, cough and boff. Cough and boff? What? Food and good, death and wreath. Is that cough and boff? Is it bow? Bow, boff? Boff. Boff. Bow. Main branch of a tree. What? Huh. All right, so it is bow. Boo. Good job, boo. Can be confused. All right. Cough and baw. Cough and baw. Cough and baw? Okay, that's a new one for me, Road Dawg. I should know this. Yeah. There you go, Road Dawg. Mad examples of rhyme. Thank you, yourdictionary.com. Head rhyme. This is, oh, baby, this is one of my other favorite ones. It's got its own little thing, also called alliteration or initial rhyme. Head rhyme. Yeah, call it mad alliteration, Road Dawg. Mad alliterations. Mad alliterations. I use alliteration a lot. Meep, meep, meep. Meep, 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 meep. Now let's put contrast up there. Parallelism, symbolism, metaphor, personification, rhyme. I'm going to change rhyme and personification. I go rhyme after metaphor. Yes, I prefer metaphor to rhyme. So, poop on you. Whoa. Okay. Rhyme, personification, alliteration, contrast. Love all these. What else we got over here? Personification. Examples of rhyme. Wee Willie Winky, Ding Dong Bell. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Yes, please. It's pretty good. Dorado's mad favorite poetic methods in order of strength. Yeah, top 8. That's good. I prefer contrast to simile. I prefer alliteration to contrast. I prefer personification to alliteration. I prefer rhyme to personification. I prefer metaphor to rhyme. I prefer symbolism to metaphor. And I prefer parallelism above all. How about that? There's one that I didn't write. Actually. Rhyme. Alliteration. Contrast. That's right. Simile is going to get bumped down even more. Repetition. That is 9. There we go. Parallelism, symbolism, metaphor, rhyme, personification, alliteration, contrast, repetition, simile. That's my 9. And that's all the time. Oh, baby. There we go. Dorado's mad favorite poetic methods in order of strength. Parallelism, symbolism, metaphor, rhyme, personification, alliteration, contrast, repetition, simile. And that is all the time I've got for now. I am Roy Golden, Dorado myself. Hopefully you've been entertained, inspired, and encouraged to make the music you want to hear, be the change you need to see, and live the life you dared to dream. Why make believe when you can make, be, live? Like me. Later, Road Dawg.